Hi guys, happy 2020! Happy New Year! What a cool year this has been for me. I've only been painting a little over a year, and I went back and picked out some of my favorite paintings from this year. Totally amazed myself at what I've accomplished this year. And also with this channel, thank you so much to all of you who support this channel. If you'd like to support this channel, there's a link in the description box where you can do that. And I don't know if you guys remember this triptych. This was an Alive Inside commission that I did. I really love this painting. It turned out so pretty, and the client absolutely loved it. And that's what these colors were based on. And I'm sorry for the camera work was not great here, but so I had to go back and watch my own video for the Alive Inside triptych commission and just guess at the colors that I used and guess at the layering. So these were my best guesses. That's a pearl color. We got vermilion, alizarin crimson, Hansa yellow. That's a Soho orange right there, that bright orange. That is my favorite Golden's gold. You know, I love that gold. So pretty. And a champagne gold by Deco Art. And that one is a gorgeous little gold too. More of like a bronzy gold. And then I put some purples in there. Violet and purple. And that beautiful purple color, that's actually a Primary Elements color. These were all custom mixed. That's the Mysterious Blue Mysterious color by Art Minds. They don't make that anymore. I just happen to have a few bottles left. And that was my color palette. I don't think there was any blue in the original, but I decided to add it to this one. And that's my consistency, you can kind of see there. I finally got some amazing Floetrol from a friend who gave me a gallon of perfect Floetrol, and it was like fantastic. So it was wonderful. Very exciting to get that Floetrol. So anyway, I decided to do layer the cups the way that I saw them, the paint come out of the cup in the video. So I know for those of you that want to recreate some of my paintings, you know, I know it is a challenge, of course, and also when you see the cup, the paint pour out of the cup, you basically start from that and go backwards. So if you see yellow in the center of the pour, then you know that yellow was at the bottom of the cup. And if you see red at the outer ring of the pour, then you know that red was at the top of the cup. And that's how you go about layering the cups. And so that's what I did with this to try to recreate. Now, we know it's never going to be the same. It's never going to be exactly the same. But the client knows that too. And I explained that that's not how it works with these fluid arts paintings. They're always unique and they're always different, and this is one of the beauties of this type of painting, is you always get something absolutely 100% unique. And so I just wanted to use 3 little glass cups to show you how pretty the layering is in that one. I don't use glass a lot because I can't, my sink and sewer system in this little old house cannot handle paint down the drain at all. And I also don't, you know, I know there's ways of disposing of it, and I guess I'm probably lazy. So I put a little shot of gold in the top of each one of those. And then this is just literally a straight pour. And here we go. Oh, looks like pouring a rainbow. I think it's funny because I've noticed a few acrylic pours in the past couple days doing rainbows. It's like we're all kind of the same mind, hive mind sort of. It's crazy the way that consciousness works and how we are all interconnected on this planet. And I also did my rainbow one the other day, so it's just funny how that happens. The new year is always a time of reflection for me. I think back about the year in review, I suppose you would say, and I think about all the things that I learned and how I'm different as a person, the things that I went through, and how I could improve certain aspects of my life, things I could do differently if I had to. It's a good time for reflection, especially we're coming up on a decade here, so it's always good to think, who was I 10 years ago? My gosh, I have changed so much. I feel like in many ways I'm a totally different person. And then, some of our base personality traits are still always there, of course. But wow. Yeah, this year, 2019, was a tough one for me. I had a lot of, it's been a very challenging year. Ever since you guys have been following me with my painting journey, it's been kind of a tough year for me. At the same time, totally rewarding. So here's the first one. This is the first canvas. These canvases, by the way, are 11 by 14 gallery wrapped. And you can do a triptych several different ways. In this case, I want them to look like they were created together, but also each one has their own little unique style to it. You could also link them together, like link the canvases together and pour the whole thing and then tilt the whole thing as well. But the downside of doing that is you don't get the pretty sides until you pull them apart. And then you don't have quite as much control over the composition of each one. And I like to have a little bit more control over the composition. It's a challenge doing 3 without getting drips from one onto the other canvas. So I was constantly kind of fighting that a little bit with this. Look how vibrant and gorgeous. Now this one had a lot more yellow than the first original one, and I'm actually okay with it. It's very, very bright and alive looking and vibrant, and I actually like it. I did like the negative space of the first set commission that I did, but this is okay too. I'm not mad at this. So that's number 1. And then we go to number 2. Now, you can hang these any way you want. What I'm going to do is I'm pouring all 3. You saw I used 2 smaller cups on the outer 2, and then a bigger cup in the center one, so number 1. So, I may very well put the bigger one in the center, but I'm going to just actually see how they turn out and then recommend a hanging pattern. But honestly, you can always leave it up to your client to hang them however they would like. I really like this one because it has a lot more of the purples coming through on the sides there, and just a bunch of gold there at the bottom. Now I'm trying to make the paint very thin on the canvas so I could get some more of those gold cells popping through, but it didn't actually work. I think that my gold was not thick enough. So when you do those pearl cells, you really want the gold, the metallic, to be a little thicker than your regular paints. and I think mine was a little too thin. But now we move to number 3 on the third canvas. I just love the way all of these are so bright. See, the plan is to have the center paint roll over the gold ring, but you can see that's not what's happening. So yeah, it definitely was a consistency issue with the gold there. So I've decided on my artwork for my thumbnails for my meditation channel, and I am currently taking a course to make sure that I'm doing healthy guided meditations in terms of symbolism and all those kinds of things. I have a background in poetry and writing, and I would consider myself not an expert, but wow, I have a deep, deep passion for symbolism, and I always have. I can pretty much sit in a room and tell you what anything means. So, there's double meanings to everything. Symbols, everything in our life is a symbol. Everything from a tree symbolizing roots and family and earth and life and connection, and to a cup of coffee, which could symbolize breakfast time, camaraderie, comfort, to, I guess, it could be anything, a candle. You could think of a candle, and what does a candle symbolize? Life force, fire, heat, burning a candle at both ends, it symbolizes work. So those are just a few off the top of my head, but pretty much everything is a symbol in life. So when I do my guided meditations, I'm going to be using, I want to make sure that I'm using things that are symbols to direct the person in the path they want to go at. So my meditations are going to be, they're going to be purposeful, so the music is going to be purposeful, and the meditation themselves purposeful, and all of the symbolism and everything, it's going to have a purpose. So I'm pretty excited and just wanting to do it the right way, I decided this little edge, I just wanted to make sure and add a little bit of that blue, even if it's just a touch, because this painting didn't really get much of it. So I use my airbrush. Let's create a pretty little wave pattern right there. But I'll let you guys know when I launch my channel, of course. You'll be the first to know. And I'm looking forward to doing this, so it's pretty exciting. I love this painting so much. It's so pretty and interesting. These ones came out, obviously I stretched them to the edges, where the first ones I didn't, but I really love the vibrancy of these ones. All that gorgeous red, and I will do it with my high gloss varnish technique on these. It'll bring out the sparkle and colors after they have dried. Now, one thing about this, you want to kind of make sure that you grab the edges, you make sure the edges are covered. There's a little close-up kind of all the pretty cells. I just mixed this with Floetrol, you guys, nothing else. There was nothing else in my paints, just Floetrol. But just the act of doing the dirty pour with all the different densities of paint, it made all those pretty cells in there, those pebble cells. And people often think I use silicone. I don't use silicone very often. I mean, very, very rarely. And you don't need silicone to make cells in your paintings. You just need to know your paints. And, you know, layering transparent over opaque and semi-opaque colors along with metallics, when you start understanding how they all work together, you'll know that you can get cells. And then some paints just give cells, like the Extreme Sheen line from Deco Art. They tend to give a lot of cells. House paint tends to give cells, especially if you blow it with an air dryer or something. Yeah, I'm not loving that big patch of gold right there, and I think it would look pretty with some of the red blown into it. So I just decided at the last minute. I thought I was done, and I thought, no, I like the movement of that better. It looks more finished to me. And it's gonna dry really pretty with that gold. And y'all, that's it. And then I'm done. Here's some close-ups in a little bit better light. This painting is not overly sparkly, what I would say, super sparkly. It doesn't have a lot of glitter. It is also for a man and his office, so I wanted them to be bright. He's originally from the Virgin Islands and wanted something, I think, probably reflective of his memories, bright, something very bright and sunny. And I'm pretty sure I feel like I accomplished that in this piece. Yeah, you just can't look at that and not feel warm. It's a very warm set of paintings. And here's the last piece. I love that one. That one is definitely going to be the center. It is so pretty. I wish I would have shown you the sides too. I'm sorry I didn't take a video of that, but there's lots of pretty movement in this one, good composition. I can't wait to make more paintings for you guys this year. And I'm also working on some mixed media pieces. I have a really exciting mixed media collaboration coming up with Sandra Lett, and her and I are collaborating on a peacock painting. The second collaboration I have is me and a friend. We're cutting up my old canvases and repurposing them into a new painting. So 2020 is going to bring a lot of new surprises for my channel, and I appreciate all of you who've been here from the beginning and all of you who are just starting to watch. Happy New Year and many blessings to you from Heather Mader Art. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe and hit all notifications so I can make more art videos just for you.